You know what nobody tells you? That we spend most of our lives carrying weights that were never ours to carry. Weights that look like responsibility on the outside, but on the inside, they're just fear wearing a mask. We grow up believing that worrying makes us mature, that an anxious mind means we're in control. But let me ask you something sincere. When the last day of your life arrives, when you take your final breath, when you look back at everything you lived, will you really say, "I wish I had worried more. I should have spent more nights awake imagining everything that could go wrong"? Of course not. What you'll wish for is simple: to have loved more, to have trusted more, to have surrendered more, to have rested more in the arms of God. Because nobody is remembered for the worries they carried, but they are remembered for the peace they chose. Worry has tricked us. It made us think it's protection, but in truth, it's a cage. It promises that if you think hard enough, if you stress enough, if you analyze every possible outcome, the pain will somehow avoid you. But it doesn't. It never did. Worry doesn't change what happens. It only changes you for the worse. It steals your present in exchange for a future that doesn't even exist yet. Think about your biggest fear from last year, the one that kept you awake at night, the one you replayed 1,000 times in your head. Did it actually happen the way you imagined? Almost never. Either it didn't happen at all, or it happened differently, or it happened and even then, you survived. You made it here, and God was there the whole time. Worry is not preparation, it's exhaustion. And here's a hard truth, but a liberating one. You are not in control. You never were. You can plan, you can work, you can do your best, and life will still take turns you didn't expect. But that's not a flaw in God's design. That is the design. If you could control everything, you wouldn't need faith. You wouldn't need God. The greatest blessings in your life didn't come from your control. They came from the unexpected, from that conversation that changed everything, from the opportunity that showed up out of nowhere, from the door God opened when you thought every door was closed. Those moments happen when you loosen your grip, when you stop forcing, when you let God guide instead of trying to steer everything by yourself. And I know what you're thinking, but I have responsibilities. Of course you do. We all do. But responsibility is not the same as worry. Planning says, "I'll do my part and I trust God with the rest." Worry says, "I'll do everything, but it still might all go wrong." One lifts you, the other crushes you. One moves you forward, the other locks you in place. Worry became a habit, not your identity. Somewhere in your past, maybe when you were young, your mind learned that worrying felt like control. But today, as an adult, it's only draining you. It's pulling you out of the present. It's stealing the life happening right in front of you. And God didn't call you to live exhausted. He called you to live. Now think about mountains. Life is filled with them. Small ones, giant ones. Some you see coming, some that appear out of nowhere. And when you stand before a mountain, you have two choices. You can panic at the size, or you can start climbing, even if your legs are shaking. You know what you discover as you climb? That it wasn't the size of the mountain that terrified you. It was the distance between who you are and who you think you're capable of becoming. Because when you take one step, then another, the impossible starts to feel manageable. The unreachable starts to feel closer. And when you look back, you realize, I thought I couldn't, but I did. And God whispers, I always knew you could. At the top, you understand something powerful. The fear wasn't your enemy. It was your teacher. It was shaping you for the next mountain. Because, yes, there will always be another mountain. And that's not punishment, it's purpose. So remember this: worry is optional, always has been. You can choose to trust even while trembling. You can choose peace before the answer arrives. You can choose to act without living in torment. You can work, build, dream, all from a place of calm, not chaos. Because life has rarely gone the way you planned, but it has always worked out. Maybe not the way you imagined, maybe not in the timing you expected, but it worked. Because God is faithful. So breathe deeply right now. Let go of the fear, the pressure, the imaginary control, and choose what God always wanted for you: presence, surrender, trust. Because you are exactly where you need to be, becoming exactly who God is shaping you to become. Life isn't waiting, it's happening right now. So live with faith, walk with courage, and remember, even when nothing makes sense, God is still good, and that alone is worth celebrating. May the peace of Christ rest upon you today and always. Amen.